Picture this. Someone uses a life-changing diagnosis to gain sympathy, only to turn around and body shame others. That's the shocking twist in Dr. Contessa Metcalfe's story. For months, fans believed her double mastectomy was due to a breast cancer battle, a narrative that drew widespread compassion and praise. But now doubts have surfaced. Did she even have cancer? As if that wasn't enough, Contessa is now facing backlash for body-shaming Heavenly and Dr. Eugene. Using a serious illness to win sympathy, then tearing others down, what does that say about her integrity? And how will fans respond to this? Betrayal? Stay tuned as we dive into the real reason behind her surgery and the stunning hypocrisy that's rocked reality TV. As with most reality TV twists, there's more lurking beneath the surface. What if Contessa never had breast cancer? What if the story behind her double mastectomy was designed to stir sympathy, distract from personal scandals, and shift focus away from rocky friendships and a troubled marriage? The plot thickens with accusations that she body-shamed Heavenly and Dr. Eugene, while using her own health journey to draw compassion. In this video, we'll break down the timeline, unpack the claims, and question whether her on-screen persona matches her real-life actions. By the end, you'll see the full picture, and possibly question everything you believed. Was her surgery a fight against cancer, or something far more calculated? Let's peel back the layers and expose the contradictions that may rewrite Contessa's story. We begin with the version of events she so carefully shared with the world. When Contessa first revealed she was getting a double mastectomy, the reaction was instant. Sympathy and support poured in. It was a heartbreaking moment. Viewers couldn't fathom the emotional and physical toll of battling breast cancer, especially while choosing such a drastic surgery. Her openness made her feel relatable, even heroic. She presented herself as a fighter, bravely facing a deadly illness, and every step of her journey was captured by reality TV cameras. But was it really that simple? For months, fans watched her juggle health challenges with motherhood and marriage, applauding her strength. Yet behind the scenes, doubts quietly grew. Was this truly a medical crisis, or something deeper? 1. Vital piece never appeared. A clear diagnosis. Despite the buildup, the most important detail was missing. We were told Contessa was undergoing a double mastectomy, but no one ever confirmed she had breast cancer. There was no medical proof, no official diagnosis, just a story that raised immediate red flags. Was her surgery really due to cancer, or was something else going on? Strangely, the show never explored it further. Viewers saw no detailed hospital visits, no clear conversations with specialists, and no mention of chemo or radiation, standard parts of a real cancer battle. Instead, the cameras seemed to focus on just enough emotional moments to sell the story, but not enough to invite questions. Was this a calculated choice? And why didn't anyone question the silence around her diagnosis? Here's where it gets even more curious. The timing. Contessa's surgery aligned perfectly with a period of intense drama in her personal life. Contessa was facing marital struggles, tension with her co-stars, and harsh criticism over her career and personal choices. Could her double mastectomy have been strategically timed to divert attention from these challenges? In the world of reality TV, timing is everything. A life-threatening health crisis like breast cancer could easily shift the public narrative. It could attract sympathy, redirect the focus, and pull the audience away from more controversial aspects of her life. And the flood of support she received from fans only reinforced this shift. Social media was flooded with messages of love and encouragement as she went through such a public procedure. While the emotional toll is undeniable, we must ask, was this the story she needed to tell, or the one that served her best? Then came the whispers. Months after her surgery, rumors began to surface suggesting that she may not have had breast cancer at all. Questions started to arise about Contessa's story. Why was she so tight-lipped about the diagnosis? Why was there never any concrete information? If she didn't have cancer, why would she go through such a drastic, life-altering procedure? Was there something more behind her actions? Something we haven't fully uncovered yet? Stick with us, because next, we'll explore the growing accusations of hypocrisy. It's not just that Contessa may have used her health struggles to gain sympathy. It's also the shocking claims that she's engaged in body shaming, particularly toward her co-stars Heavenly and Dr. Eugene. While Contessa's narrative portrayed her as a victim, fighting a serious illness, some fans and castmates are questioning her behavior, especially when it comes to how she treats others. The issue of body shaming is layered and complex. On one hand, Contessa has spoken openly about the pressures of living up to society's beauty standards, especially as a doctor and mother. On the other hand, she's been accused of failing to show the same compassion for her co-stars, even when they've been vulnerable about their own body image struggles. Looking back at earlier seasons of Married to Medicine, it's clear that Contessa hasn't been an advocate for body positivity. Fans have pointed out multiple occasions where she made harsh remarks about others' appearance, comments that were often brushed off at the time, but now seem far more troubling in light of recent accusations. One notable example was a tense confrontation with Dr. Heavenly, during which Contessa mocked her weight and looks. This wasn't an isolated incident. It's part of a broader pattern where Contessa seemed to use others' vulnerabilities as a way to stir drama or deflect from her own issues. The most revealing aspect, these comments came after Contessa's double mastectomy, a time when she was leveraging her own health struggles to elicit sympathy. In this context, it seemed like she was setting up a double standard, expecting empathy for her own body, but refusing to extend that same understanding to others. It didn't stop with Dr. Heavenly. Another instance of body shaming involved Dr. Eugene, who, like many, has openly discussed his struggles with body image. Dr. Eugene has been candid about his weight loss journey and the challenges he faces. Yet, instead of offering support, Contessa's comments appeared to belittle his efforts. In a heated exchange, she mocked his appearance and even ridiculed his weight loss journey. Many viewers were shocked and disappointed, especially given that Contessa had previously used her health crisis to gain sympathy. Her comments were seen as tone-deaf and out of place, particularly from someone who had asked for compassion herself. At the time, many fans quickly pointed out the glaring irony. Here's Contessa, who had just undergone a double mastectomy, attacking someone for their physical appearance and making them feel insignificant, all while she was expected to embody strength and resilience. This irony didn't escape notice, raising serious questions about her motives and the authenticity of her empathy. Now let's return to the crux of the issue, the cancer card. When Contessa underwent the mastectomy, the public was told it was the result of her brave battle with breast cancer. Sympathy poured in immediately. Fans rallied behind her, offering their thoughts and prayers, understanding the gravity of such a life-altering procedure. But as more of her actions came to light, viewers began to wonder, did Contessa exploit her health struggles to gain an unfair advantage? Did she do so at the expense of others? The body-shaming accusations became a major red flag. If she truly had the courage to undergo a procedure as life-changing as a double mastectomy, why didn't she extend the same kindness and empathy to others battling their own body image issues? Why was she so quick to criticize the appearance of those around her? One of the most troubling aspects is Contessa's lack of accountability. She hasn't fully addressed her comments about Heavenly and Dr. Eugene, leaving many viewers feeling unsettled. If she's willing to publicly shame her co-stars over their bodies, despite facing a health crisis herself, what does that say about her character? Did she use her mastectomy and the cancer narrative as a shield to deflect attention from her own actions? Was it easier to gain sympathy for her health struggle than to take responsibility for her questionable behavior? And if that's the case, what does this reveal about her true relationships with those around her? This situation is especially jarring because of its hypocrisy. Contessa has built her public persona around empowerment and strength. Contessa, a figure who champions self-love, confidence, and resilience in the face of adversity, seems to fail in applying those same values to her co-stars. While preaching empowerment, she quickly criticizes, belittles, and body shames others facing their own personal battles. This disconnect has left fans torn. On one hand, they sympathize with her difficult health journey, understanding the emotional toll it must have taken. But on the other hand, they are disheartened by her treatment of others, especially those deserving of the same compassion she received. This part of the story goes beyond body shaming. It speaks to the larger issue of accountability and integrity. If Contessa expects respect for how she handled her health crisis, shouldn't she offer the same in return? Shouldn't her own experience with vulnerability encourage her to show kindness to others grappling with body image and self-esteem issues? Next, we'll explore how this scandal has impacted Contessa's relationships, both on and off screen. Contessa's actions have undeniably shaken the foundation of her relationships with her co-stars, particularly with Dr. Heavenly. While reality TV thrives on drama, the fallout from Contessa's behavior goes beyond mere rivalry. It's about trust, respect, and the long-lasting damage one's personal actions can inflict on relationships. The growing tension between Contessa and her co-stars, especially Dr. Heavenly, is a prime example of this. Dr. Heavenly, once one of Contessa's closest friends, has been open about her hurt and disappointment. Their friendship had already endured its share of ups and downs, but the latest incident marked a significant turning point. After Contessa made body-shaming remarks about her, Dr. Heavenly didn't shy away from expressing her feelings. The bond they shared, once based on trust and camaraderie, has now become strained. Dr. Heavenly's public reaction to Contessa's comments was one of the most vocal expressions of betrayal within the group. This shift in their dynamic has not only impacted their personal connection, but also has rippled through the entire Married to Medicine cast. Other cast members have likely noticed the ongoing tension, and it raises questions about how Contessa's actions will affect her future on the show. Her behavior, including the use of the cancer card and the subsequent accusations of hypocrisy, has cast a shadow over her role in the group. What was once a sympathetic narrative is now marred by accusations and growing mistrust. The long-term impact of this situation is still unfolding. Will Contessa be able to rebuild these relationships, or has the damage been done beyond repair? As we move forward, we'll examine how her actions have altered her standing within the Married to Medicine cast and what it means for her future on the show. Heavenly, who has been affected by Contessa's behavior. The rest of the cast has also expressed discomfort with her actions, particularly the hypocrisy surrounding her health struggles and body-shaming comments. As the show thrives on interpersonal drama, it's clear that Contessa's controversial actions have created an uncomfortable atmosphere for everyone involved. Her attempt to manipulate public perception with her health crisis has left some questioning her true intentions. The cast's collective response to her behavior seems to indicate that many are struggling to reconcile the image Contessa has portrayed on the show with her actual actions behind the scenes. What makes the situation even more complicated is the ripple effect it has had on Contessa's standing within the group. Once a central figure in the show, Contessa now finds herself in the position of being the subject of criticism from nearly all her co-stars. The tension is palpable, and it's hard to ignore the subtle rift that has formed within the group. If her actions continue to create division and distrust, it could threaten her future on the show. With the other cast members openly addressing their concerns and expressing their discomfort, it's uncertain whether Contessa will be able to repair these relationships or if the damage is too deep to overcome. The real question now is whether Contessa can regain the trust and respect of her co-stars, or if she has burned too many bridges to recover. The ripple effect of Contessa's actions has left many of her co-stars questioning her motives and integrity. What initially appeared as a heartfelt and brave journey through her health struggles has now been overshadowed by accusations of manipulation and hypocrisy. The cast's discomfort is palpable, and it seems that trust in Contessa is eroding rapidly. What's particularly telling is how the rest of the group is starting to protect themselves emotionally, becoming more guarded in their interactions with her. The divide within the group is widening, and it's not just about Contessa's relationship with Dr. Heavenly anymore. As more cast members begin to distance themselves, it becomes clear that the once solid alliances are now fraying. Contessa's actions have sparked a wave of skepticism that's difficult to overcome, especially when her co-stars are openly calling out her use of the cancer card as a tool for public sympathy. This situation has become a double-edged sword for Contessa. While she tried to use her health journey to garner support, it has instead fueled distrust among those closest to her. Now, as the tension continues to rise, the focus has shifted from the original storyline of her health crisis to a broader issue of manipulation and authenticity. It's unclear how this will all play out, but one thing is certain: Contessa's actions have reshaped her relationships with the rest of the cast, and her future on the show is now uncertain. With each passing episode, the cracks in her image are growing wider, and it's hard to see how she can repair the damage done. The question remains, can Contessa regain the trust of her co-stars, or is her time on Married to Medicine coming to an end? The public's role in this fallout has undoubtedly amplified the drama. As much as reality TV thrives on on-screen tensions, the viewers' reactions play a crucial part in shaping the narrative. Fans have been quick to pick up on the contradictions in Contessa's behavior, particularly her handling of her health crisis and the way she's treated her co-stars. The overwhelming support for Dr. Heavenly on social media has become a reflection of the growing backlash against Contessa, and the backlash is intensifying as more details about her actions emerge. It's clear that the public is no longer simply passive observers. They are invested in the drama and have started to influence the way it's perceived. The accusations of hypocrisy have flooded social media platforms, turning the conversation into one about integrity and authenticity. Viewers have pointed out the inconsistency between the sympathy Contessa received for her health struggles and her subsequent body-shaming comments towards others. This has fueled a divide not just on the show, but also within the fan base. As the criticism mounts, Contessa finds herself in a tough spot. The loyalty of the audience, which initially supported her during her health journey, now seems to be shifting. Many are questioning whether she has manipulated her struggles for personal gain, or if her actions were a genuine reflection of her emotional state at the time. The comments from Quad and Toya, calling out her behavior, only serve to further complicate the situation, highlighting the widening rift between Contessa and her co-stars. The combination of on-screen conflict and public scrutiny has created a perfect storm for Contessa. As the narrative evolves, it's clear that her actions off-camera are becoming just as important as the drama playing out on screen. Fans are holding her accountable, and the pressure is building for her to address the contradictions in her behavior. Whether or not Contessa can recover from this public fallout remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, the audience's reaction is playing a pivotal role in shaping the trajectory of her relationships on and off the show. Contessa's refusal to take full accountability for her actions only deepens the divide between her and the public. By remaining defensive instead of offering a genuine apology, she risks alienating the very audience that once empathized with her. The tension now isn't just between her and her co-stars, but with the fans who have been vocal about their disappointment. This defensive posture is concerning because it suggests that Contessa is prioritizing her own image over the feelings of those around her. In a reality TV world where vulnerability and authenticity are crucial for maintaining relationships, both on and off the screen, her lack of a sincere apology could signal a deeper issue with self-awareness or unwillingness to grow. At the heart of the issue, Contessa is stuck in a delicate balancing act. Her past health struggles have provided her with a protective shield, but that shield is now cracked. Her failure to address the hurt she's caused, especially with her co-stars, leaves her in a precarious position. If she continues to focus on controlling the narrative instead of seeking genuine reconciliation, the damage to her reputation might be irreversible. The real test now will be whether Contessa can step out of her defensive stance, take full accountability for her behavior, and begin to repair the relationship she's damaged. But if the public continues to see her as more interested in deflecting blame than confronting her own shortcomings, it's hard to see how she'll recover from the ongoing fallout. For now, it seems like Contessa's path to redemption, both in the eyes of her co-stars and her fans, is uncertain and fraught with challenges. The future for Contessa is incredibly uncertain, especially within the context of Married to Medicine. Her actions have created a significant divide, not just with her co-stars but with the audience as well. In the world of reality TV, where authenticity and integrity are key to maintaining a loyal fan base, Contessa's failure to address her body-shaming comments and the contradiction between her public persona and private actions have put her career at a crossroads. The question of whether she can repair the damage done to her relationships is difficult to answer. Trust, once broken, is challenging to rebuild, and the fallout from her comments may have made it harder for her to reconcile with Dr. Heavenly and other cast members. Married to Medicine thrives on the dynamics between its cast, and when a key, Member like Contessa is caught in hypocrisy and defensiveness. It impacts the show's core. If she continues to ignore the hurt she's caused and fails to offer a genuine apology, her relationships on the show may remain fractured, which could lead to her eventual departure. Furthermore, the public's role in shaping a reality TV star's future can't be overstated. Fans have been vocal about their disappointment with Contessa, and in an age of social media, public backlash is incredibly powerful. Her failure to recognize and own her flaws has only fueled the criticism. If she doesn't show the growth and self-awareness needed to regain the public's trust, she could find herself written off not just by her co-stars, but by the audience as well. The hypocrisy surrounding her actions, claiming to be an advocate for empathy and self-love while tearing others down, has undermined the core values she seemed to represent. If Contessa cannot reconcile these contradictions and make amends, her place on Married to Medicine could be at risk. Moreover, her career in reality TV might be jeopardized, as viewers and networks look for individuals who demonstrate authenticity, accountability, and respect. In the end, Contessa's future depends on how she handles the aftermath of this controversy. If she can take accountability, genuinely apologize, and show personal growth, there might be a chance for redemption. But if she remains defensive and fails to address the deeper issues with her behavior, it could very well spell the end of her time on the show, and possibly her reality TV career. How can someone who seeks sympathy for their own health crisis be so dismissive of others' struggles? This hypocrisy is not only turning the public against Contessa, but also putting her relationships on the line. The cancer card controversy. Was it exploited for sympathy? At the heart of Contessa's actions is the controversy surrounding her use of the cancer card. While we can't deny that cancer is a devastating and traumatic experience, Contessa's public handling of her diagnosis and subsequent double mectomy has raised eyebrows.